What's up, guys, and welcome back to 8 Count. New news come out in the boxing world that Amir Khan has failed his drug test. Now, this is quite surprising because we've never associated Amir Khan with these sort of problems. Obviously, we don't associate any fighters with his problems, but especially he's retired now. This is coming to light. So, what has he been caught with or found in the system? He's basically been found with Ostarine. It's called Ostarine, in other words, called MK2866. It's a SARM, it's an androgen receptor, which basically athletes use and bodybuilders used to basically increase muscle mass and just shred weight a bit quicker, if that makes sense. I'm not a specialised in it, I've just done my sort of brief research, but that's overall what the SARM is. It's not actually a steroid, but it's more of something to give you an edge. Now, the question is, how did it get into the system? Well, from Amir Khan's Instagram and from all the findings that apparently USADA have done, is that they don't know how it got into the system. They say it's of the time they've tested it, it's of such a small quantity that it's so hard to tell, if that makes sense. Now, one thing I really do want to put emphasis is that Ostarine itself, it's got depending on the dosage, your height, your age, all that sort of aspects, it's got a 24-hour to 48-hour window it stays in your system. That's if you're in a high dose. If you're in a high dose, then it can stay up to your system several weeks after. So this test was apparently done a few weeks after the fight. I don't know how that works. I'm not really sure, but clearly it seems like, obviously, Amir Khan yesterday denied him ever using drugs, steroids, and if one of the statements he issued is that if I did use steroids, then I would have knocked out Brooke. I wouldn't be knocked out myself, or stopped the way he was. But I feel like if I'm being honest right now, SARMs is the sort of thing where you take to get into the best physique, and he must have. I feel like, for argument's sake, plain devil's advocate here, he could have taken it of a higher dose. It's his last fight. He said he wasn't really feeling into it. He needed some edge. Someone must have put it into his system, or he must have taken. I'm not saying either way. This is just, I'm saying hypothetically. And then he thought, you know what, I'll take it. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, it's a low key form of drug, even though it's banned, but all world boxing sports organization, and hopefully it will go away soon. But obviously it didn't. They got like a 0.1. I don't know how much percent they found in the system. Now, what does this do to Amir Khan's legacy? It really does not tarnish his legacy, but really has an effect on his legacy, because now everyone's going to be remembered him for someone who took steroids, which obviously is a blanket word, but you don't really want that next to your name. It's similar to Conor Benn's situation, where right now he's trying to prove his innocence, but how people still view him as a drug cheat, and you really don't want that, especially with the accomplishment Amir Khan has done from age of 17 years old, silver medalist, and then obviously with all of this happening, the factor arises that how long was this in the system? How many times has he been using this before the fight? And all of those, all of these questions will naturally arise. And obviously he's done an interview with Sky Sports, but we'd love to see him obviously in Talk Sport, especially not face away as Conor Ben did, but rather face the media and stuff like that. Because Amir Khan is a prime example. He himself should know that, firstly, if he hasn't taken it, then he shouldn't be worried and he should face the media as it is, and the public with the judge. But if he has, then it is quite detrimental, because earlier on in his career, when he fought Lamont Peterson, who got found out that he got tested for ped, there was a really big uproar, in the sense that what's going to happen with him, and how he got stripped of his title, and Amir Khan was like, you have to get tested and all this sort of XYZ. But now, if this has happened, it's a bit ironic, you see. But it's one of those things that boxing right now, it's become there's so many testing bodies that you don't know what is happening and how many weeks after. I mean, apparently everyone knew yesterday that this is coming to social media, and this has come out, and I just find it strange that Amir Khan knew, but Amir Khan probably knew a few weeks before or however long, but no one knew, not even Brooke knew. I know Brook came out with a statement saying that he could have been hurt, but let's be honest, the steroid use that he did use, it's nothing to do with him having a better chin or punching faster or anything. It's more of him to be in that condition to fight. Let's be honest, but still, it's banned. He should not be using it. But like I said, it is quite sad to see this, especially that being an Asian Pakistani, watching him so, having him, being labelled with this. Hopefully he can clear his name. I doubt it, to be fair, if I'm being real. But he's banned for the sport for 2 years. He's retired already. I don't see where that comes from. He'll probably still be able to fight in some exhibitions if he wants. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the video, on the whole situation. Let me know what your thought is. Yeah, how does this affect his legacy?